this has been a story that's been playing out for a while. And one of the things that I like to do before I react to things is I like to let and see how things unfold afterwards, because that helps you or gives you a perspective of the full story instead of just reacting immediately after the day that somebody sends it to you, right? Because somebody sent this to me a little while ago. But seeing the full story will help put things into perspective, and it will help you understand the mindset of the person that actually did this instead of the narrative that's being painted from a small clip. But I think that this is an interesting story, and somebody also sent this to me afterwards recently because Candace Owens, one of my upcoming favorite people to be able to react to, Candace Owens apparently had a take on this, right? And so, again, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. And make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's deep dive.
All right, Black America, you're really testing me this week. It's not really how I wanted to end the week. We started with Juneteenth being ghetto and made up. People were upset about that.
Let me fast forward.
And now it's a young Black girl. Her name is Candace Owens. It is alleged that this clip was taken. All right, so let's just start from the beginning. This clip started making the rounds yesterday online. It's got millions and millions of views. It's a young Black girl. Her name is Candace Owens. It is alleged that this clip was taken at Queens College, but we've not yet been able to confirm that. It's a graduation ceremony nonetheless. And this is what was shared online. I want you to actually just watch her behavior and see what your gut reaction is to it. Take a listen.
Okay, let go. You didn't let me get my moment, so I want to say my name is Administraton and I'm graduating today. I don't like how you snatched the mic out of my hand, so today is going to be all about me.
Oh. Honestly, again, I don't know how y'all looking at me crazy sometimes when I start to have this conversation and I say that these women are absolutely out of control. I don't understand. I have no clue of how y'all believe or how y'all don't see these women are absolutely out of control. The way that she ripped the mic out of that chick's hand, threw the mic down, said whatever she said, and had that sassy attitude that go along with it. How are y'all missing this? How do y'all not believe that this is absolutely out of control as a result of it? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I don't get how y'all can justify this. I've seen some people in the comments of some of these, the video or the chick that did this, and they was talking about, yeah, go Black Queen and all of this other type of stuff. Why do y'all enable such bad behavior? Why do y'all think that this is cute? Why do women even believe? And where are the people around her? Did they tell her that was cute and she was cool with that and it was okay for her to be able to do that and snatch the mic out of somebody's hand? We don't have no class. It don't matter where we are, where we go. We go and mess up every single thing. It's dudes that's messing up the perspective of what Black culture and Black people are all the way overseas. They over here at the colleges now. Your favorite restaurant, they walking in with no shirt on and no shoes. You got bad attitudes. It's just hyenas everywhere. Hyenas is everywhere, just tearing up, destroying, and just messing up everything that we've worked to build or our ancestors worked to build. And y'all do realize that in a 5 to 10 second clip, you can undo a lifetime of work of somebody trying to present a different perspective or a narrative as to how it is that this stereotype should be done away with. But these are y'all queens.
Drops the mic.
Look, listen to the person that recorded it in the background. Drops the mic. Get it, girl. Enable them. This is why they feel empowered. This is why they feel comfortable doing this.
A lot happening in that video. Very clearly, she just wrestled that microphone out of a white administrator's hand, stole the mic, said the day was going to be all about her, threw it on the ground. Miraculously, someone in the background is like, you go, girl, congratulations, because that person is filth. And you would think that any person watching this video, if we lived in a normal society where there were any moral standards, if we agreed upon behavior that was immoral and irrational, every single person would be condemning this girl, right? Forget what she says. Forget even if she was telling the truth. And that woman didn't let her have her moment, whatever that means at a graduation ceremony. I don't think I've ever been allowed to speak at any of my graduation ceremonies, unless you're maybe the valedictorian or there to give a speech. Whatever that means, her behavior would be unacceptable, right? You would say, even if something went wrong, the correct way to deal with that and to remedy that would not be to snatch a microphone and wrestle it out of the hand of one of your administrators, take the mic, cause this bizarre situation in front of all of you, these other graduates that are surrounding you, and then to throw it onto the floor and to walk off. In a normal, rational world, we don't live there. That's not where we are in America. So shockingly, this video hits the internet, and immediately people are saying, well, I just want more context. What more context do you need to this behavior? Well, they got more context because Khadijah herself then went onto TikTok to explain why she did that. Hear her version of events. Take a listen.
Here's my story time. Basically, what happened was I was walking on and we had to announce our names and say our name before we get on the stage. So I was saying my name and she literally, my name is long. My name, obviously, I have like 3 syllables in my name. I'm not going to say exactly my name right now, but okay.
You said your name in the video. When you flipped out and you walked away and all of this other type of stuff, you said your name in the video. What are we missing here? Now you don't want to say your name? You felt bad enough to be able to say your name. You felt bad enough to be able to say your name, but now you don't want to say your name. Okay, well, let's continue.
Just so you get a point. So I didn't even finish getting to say my name. And then the people that went before me and everything, they all got to say their name, their major, and even extras. And me and another girl noticed that she was pulling the mic down super fast for some black people. I don't want to be that person, but
oh my God.
that was the tea. So, I mean, I just couldn't let that happen because I just feel like I worked so hard to graduate and went through so much to graduate that I just felt like I had to reclaim my moment. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a...
Why does it always turn out to be a black issue? Is my question. Why is it always turning out to be a black issue? That's the thing that I'm confused about. I'm confused. No matter what, it always comes back to being a racial thing. Nobody ever said anything that it was race about. You know, it's never, ever really a racial situation, all of this other type of stuff. But why does it always, in some way, shape, or form, come back to being a black thing, or it'll come back to being a a woman thing? Because, or if they really want to get at you, then it'll be a black woman thing. It's always somehow, some way you can justify in your mind that it is going to be a black thing or it's going to be a mother thing. Amazing.
problematic person. I don't want to ruin no one's day. I don't want to violate anybody, but that's what she did. She didn't even let me finish speaking. She put the mic down, cut me off, and that was the only time I was able to speak. So I just feel like that wasn't right.
Sorry, I must have misunderstanding. I'm assuming racism. That's why she did it, of course. It's 2023. I'm assuming whatever she did was because of racism. What did she say there? So she's at the graduation. Who's buying this? Okay, again, we believe this took place in Queens, but we do know it took place in 2023 in America. So we are supposed to believe that in 2023 America, following BLM, rotting our entire society and rotting the minds of young people. There was this white administrator who just couldn't help herself this graduation. And she was tasked with holding this mic and allowing kids to say their names. And she decided that every time she saw a black person, she just wasn't going to let them do it, because she's like, you know what? I'm one of those good old dirty racists from the South back in the 1940s. So when I see a black person trying to say their name, I'm going to stop them. You would think that, obviously, a version of events like that wouldn't pass the sniff test, but what do you know? People were applauding her in the comments. I couldn't believe it on Twitter. You go, baby. Yes, sometimes black.
And that's the part that I'm always confused about. It's like, why are people always justifying this bad behavior instead of trying to hold people accountable so that we can present ourselves and be looked at differently by society, and then I don't have to do all of the extras to undo a lot of the things that you've already put me behind in by being a self-inflicted wound victim in this society. It's just weird to me.
People just need to be heard. Of course, this is the true version of events. What else could happen? This happens all the time. There are just white administrators that are stopping black people from being allowed to speak at their graduation. Again, I don't know why anybody is expecting to speak at their graduation, aside from being the valedictorian. So obviously, this girl was lying. But obviously, it takes a modicum of common sense to be able to deduce that very quickly. We don't live among people with common sense anymore in America. We live among race hustlers. We live among people that are emotional and irrational. And so they rushed to her defense before her other classmates, who also happened to be black, said that she was lying. That actually, that's not what happened at all. Now, the audio in this next clip I'm going to show you is not really great, but don't worry, I'm going to reiterate what this girl says, who also attended this graduation, and who also, despite being black, was allowed to say her name in the microphone. Take a listen.
I was in the graduation. I graduated with my graduation. Basically, there was two sections, Section A and Section B, and within
not another black person, specifically a black woman that has a completely different perspective, but let's continue.
those two sections, there was two long lines. And we were told to say our names when we approached the lady in the video, to say our names within the mic. But she didn't know any of our names to know whether or not it was long, short, how many siblings, XYZ. She didn't know.
Not siblings. How many syllables?
To hold it a certain way, how long.
Hey, I bet you all of the guys that was watching this video or that's watching this right now, like, dang, she might be a little thick, slim in the waist, fat in the hips. I know how guys think. Y'all too busy probably looking at whether or not she, and then the girls is probably looking at her to see if she's, why she, girl, don't comb your hair like that and all of that other type of stuff. Guys is looking to see if you're thick, and then girls is looking to see whether or not she combing her hair the right way. But neither here nor there. Let's continue.
None of that. So, we were just really told to say our first and last name. I also have said things extra than my.
Hey, y'all gonna have to start cleaning up y'all background. Like, take the clothes off the couch. When y'all set up the stuff, plop up the couch a little bit more and all of that other type of stuff. Y'all got to start doing things a little bit differently, man.
First and last name, I said I love my mama, and some girl before me who was also a chocolate girl said big up Jamaica. So I don't see where this, because we're black and all this other things that's coming into play. I also believe that she did that because it was a little white old lady. If it wasn't anybody else, I don't believe she would have done that. She would have took her L and would have walked. That.
Slow down, ma'am. But I think that you're right. Is if it was a black guy up there, a tall black man that was holding a microphone, she wouldn't have tried to snatch it out of his hands either. And so we got to respect the persons. We have a respect of persons. If you don't know what that means, respect of persons, meaning that we do certain people a certain way because we know that we can get away with it, or we have more respect for somebody specifically because we feel like there will be consequences that come along with it. That's what respect of persons is.
That was the case. If that really happened. Also, the mic was never handed to us for it to get snatched. The lady was going back and forth to each line, because remember there was two lines with a person, and going back and forth.
I know these some of these people and these administrators and these white people, they be like, man, I can't deal. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I was talking to somebody and they was telling me that a lot of the teachers, the really great teachers that's been in these schools for a very long time, in some of the best schools, including some of the schools that their kid is now going to be graduating from soon, is saying that they are getting the heck up out of these schools because it's getting worse and worse, and it's not worth the headache, and they can't wait to be able to retire. But
To each person like this, to say their names. So it wasn't no pause for somebody to hold the mic to say their name.
So essentially what she's saying is that Kadia is a liar. And by the way, footage from the graduation backs up exactly what this young woman is saying, that actually Kadia was never even allowed to hold the mic. When you watch the graduation video, there are two distinct lines, and there is that white woman that you see in the first clip holding it, going back and forth, allowing people to say what was just supposed to be their names. But as this young woman has acknowledged, nobody was able to do that. They had to add things. Big up, Jamaica. I love my mama. These kids really just couldn't follow simple instructions. And I guess Kadia felt that she deserved the entire mic to say something, and when that wasn't given to her, she went absolutely crazy. So those.
and you have to make sure that you nip that stuff in the bud, because the more that people feel like they can get away with. So if the guy for you is saying, yeah, big up to Jamaica, and then the guy after that, and then the girl after that say, I love my mama, and then it's just going to get progressively worse to where somebody feel like they could take the whole microphone, and if you don't acknowledge it, that's why you got to nip that stuff in the bud. You got to have a security officer. You got to have a police officer next to some of these people in order to even, get some of this stuff popping.
Are the true version of events. Aside from this, other classmates that attended the graduation have been commenting, saying how much of a lie this is. Now, you would think that Kadia would have some shame, right? This video has now gone viral. She has been violent towards an administrator. Frankly, Kadia should have been arrested for the way that she behaved. They probably should have revoked her degree, but none of that's going to happen in post-BLM America. So rather, she's going viral. She's getting attention. People are telling her that what she did was wrong. And what does Kadia do? What does Kadia do? Well, Kadia apparently has stage 4 BLM in her brain, because this is what she shared on her personal Instagram page. Kadia wrote, to everyone saying I should be embarrassed or I'll never get a job, I'm a Black woman in America. I am always in the right.
I told y'all. And the reason why they can get away with this, and the reason why they feel justified in being able to do this, is because they've been told, not even just by your comments, not even just by what it is that you say in your mouth, but they've been told, I am always in the right. I am a Black woman in America. I am always in the right. She felt comfortable after the video went viral, after she told her story, typing this up. She read it, thought about it, and then sent it out into the world and said, I am always in the right because I'm a Black woman. You believe me now? You rolling with me now? You actually believe and understand and think that a lot of these people and a lot of these women think that they can do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it, just because they are who they are, because they are a woman and they Black? Now do you understand what it is that men is up against? Now do you understand? Because this is not just at that graduation. This is what guys deal with in their households. This is what administrators are dealing with in the schools. This is what people are dealing with as far as employers, how they got to tiptoe around people. This is why you see people coming to the aid of Black women even when they're in the wrong. This is why simps continue to simp. It's because they programmed them, and they programmed you too, to believe that just because, not because you actually justified in your actions, not because you can do whatever it is that you want to do, just because you're Black is the reason, singularly, that is the only reason, and you're a woman, why you right. Regardless of whether or not you're actually right or wrong, or you can be justified in your actions, that is the reason, because you are Black and you're a woman.
He will not gaslight me into thinking I'm the bad guy. I did it for the girls that look like me. Love you.
And they did it for the girls that look like them, which means that they're intentionally putting together bad behavior for more people to be able to justify this bad behavior going forward, which means that they teaching their daughters, they teaching the people that watch them, they empowering other people, and so other people are going to think that this is cool and they can get away with this behavior also.
It's just that sentence right there. I'm a Black woman in America. I will always be right. That is what we call stage 4 BLM, that Black people, a certain sector of the Black community at least, believes that they no longer have to listen to rules. They no longer have to abide by the laws. They can do criminal things. They can smash up a McDonald's because it's Juneteenth and we're celebrating our freedom. They can twerk on top of a Pizza Hut despite paramedics being all around. They can do drugs in the middle of the street. They can disobey police officers. They don't have to listen to what a police officer says. They can swallow fentanyl and lethal doses and die after they swallow fentanyl, and still statues will be raised in their honor because I'm Black. And BLM has rotted our society. This girl is
And BLM is allegedly going bankrupt, but neither here nor there.
Absolutely despicable. She behaved like a hood rat. There is no real future.
Call it like you see it, Candace. That's why I like her. Candace, listen, some of y'all be on the fence back and forth or whatever, but I love and respect Candace Owens tremendously.
Her, maybe somebody will see her and hire her and put her on the board of a stupid DEI initiative because she's underqualified, obviously extremely uneducated and utterly irrational, which makes her perfect for a DEI initiative. But other than that, it's not going to be good for DEI, which is why, at least according to reports, she's already on OnlyFans. Yeah, she's already on OnlyFans. She already knows the route.
And now we're going to reward them financially as a result by letting them be on fans only. You cannot make this is the blueprint for success for the majority of these women. This is wild. This is the blueprint for success for the majority of these women. Now she on fans only. So now listen. The Black woman hood rat starter kit. Loud, unruly, going snatch the microphone out of a white woman's hand, double down on Instagram, maybe even Twitter, and then get a fans only account. And I know I'm saying it the other way. I'm saying it like that on purpose. And then go get that account, sell into the sunset, and you good. Jesus Christ, you got to be kidding me. Oh,
that she has to go down because she has absolutely no respect for herself. She is a symbol of cultural rot, and shame on every single Black and or white American or American period who jumped to her defense and believed this ridiculous narrative that she in 2023 is a victim of old school Jim Crow racism. Give me a break. And that is all I'm going to say on that. Faith is an essential part of my.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing that we continue to reward bad behavior and that these women feel comfortable enough to continue to do what they want to do. And you know what the funniest part, you know what the worst part about this whole situation is? They don't have to apologize. They don't have to apologize. They don't have to say or do anything that then can justify how it is that they need to be moving differently or anything like that. They feel comfortable saying and doing what they want to do without any kind of repercussions that come along with it, because they know that not one of y'all, not one of you guys are ever going to hold them accountable, because you don't have the balls to be able to stand up and do so. And so as a result, this is what you get for it. You're going to get a fans only account to where you can pay her and reward her and allow for her to continue to be more successful. And I hope she make a lot of money as a result of y'all. I hope she make a bag off of y'all and that she becomes wildly successful, because you deserve it. And these are y'all queens.